Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Well. Good morning, everybody, and good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Big shout out to you all. Thank you for joining us. It is October. Wow, it is October 5th, and we are a month and a half away. Does anybody know when the PS5 Pro ships? Because I've been super busy. I was busy last week, and I'm busier this week. Like busier. People have asked me to play Until Dawn, and I've said, well, after they get done patching it, I will play it. But this week is going to be very difficult to play because of my schedule. I got a wedding to go to later today. I'm going to a football game tomorrow between the Bengals and the Ravens. So it's pretty much I might be able to play a little bit today, but not enough to throw myself into the game. So I'm going to wait. So now tonight, I will be able to play Helldivers 2 if anybody wants to play it. But if not, I may just head out of town. I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm still, waiting on what the ride is going to do. But then, yeah, next week, very difficult. Be doing a whole lot of other things next week. So I will start playing Until Dawn next Saturday. Okay? But shout out to everybody that's here, man. Go ahead and give yourself a round of applause. About 20 people in the room. Not bad for a Saturday morning. And we are going to go ahead and you can see we got some things to talk about here. You can see our little text line. That's what that is called. And we got folks, your favorite YouTubers have changed their mind on PSSR. And we'll just look at some screenshots from Twitter, different people from Titus to J King and other people. Again, not going to play no videos. You all can go to Digital Foundries. You can see Digital Foundry Digital Foundry has pretty much walked back everything they said in their initial PSSR opening with PS5 Pro from where Alex, is that his name? Alex Battaglia, the guy that wears a dress. He pretty much said if you want 4K, something like that, you want 4K, don't buy the Pro because he's so PC centric. And I'm pretty sure the PC boys are pretty tired of being bent over by the PlayStation community because you cannot build a $700 PC because they're not doing it. I mean, I've said this before. I agree 100% with Lono, which is Reforged Gaming. I agree. Why won't they build a $700 PC? It's because they can't build one and get the performance that the PS5 Pro is going to do. Also, IGN clearly said, I will give them credit. IGN clearly said that, the reason why people have reacted to the Pro, and this is just my opinion as well. I agree with what IGN said. It may not be a statement of fact. I just agree with what they said. So it's kind of the wrong thing I said there. At the end, they said that the PS5 Pro is too close in price to a gaming PC, and therefore just build a gaming PC. But what they forgot to tell people is the gaming PC costs over $3,200 to build, and that's not including that's including a 2 terabyte hard drive. That's including the hard drive. That's including the motherboard, which you're gonna have to get a very nice motherboard. You're gonna have to get like I said, spend over $150 just to keep the damn thing powered. And you're not getting the PlayStation games day and date like you do on your PlayStation, and they are going to continuously be optimized. That's what's going on for PSS for PlayStation owners, is that we're going to be able to play most of our games that we have are going to get a giant boost. And the big one, and now I see where this is going, because forgive me, I throw myself on the mercy of the court. I did listen to Jack Reacher, Matt's Gaming, and all he keeps talking about is Grand Theft Auto 6. All right, that's what he's talking about. But this PSSR has been so successful that he is actually now talking about something that don't even exist, which is the Spectral Resolution fourth part, which won't be out until RDNA 4 comes out. That's why it's called Spectral Resolution, Super Spectral Resolution 4. The 4 means RDNA 4. So this puts you in the 7,000 card range because RDNA 3 is the 7,000 and then RDNA 4 is the 8,000 card. And I'm comparing it to AMD. The fact that these guys have started to compare it to NVIDIA tech shows you that they have gone beyond. Sony has kind of gone beyond with their technology to hit these type of markets. Now, I'm not going to compare it to a PC unless it's an AMD build, and you would need an 8-core CPU. You would need bare minimum, I'm seeing people say the 7800, which is roughly what you'll need, give or take. But the way it's going to have RDNA 4 technology. So when you get this thing in your home or wherever you're living, your trailer home, your apartment, wherever you get it at, you're going to be the only people on planet Earth that have RDNA 4 technology out. You're the only people on Earth that have it. So, but this is all coming down to Grand Theft Auto 6 and people saying that games that are CPU bound are not going to be able to run at 60 frames per second. And I'm like, by the time and people don't understand, Rockstar Games, and I did finally hear, and I'm not going to say their names. I heard one guy who just a few months ago was saying there's no way that they're going to be able to get Grand Theft Auto 6 to hit 60 frames per second. Now, all of a sudden, he literally just came out in this podcast about 48 hours ago saying, oh, no, it will be able to do it. I mean, that's what I said before. So my poll question to you guys is, are these people who drag PlayStation and they, drag games like Silent Hill, MBG and Marlin Gaming Nation, those two guys, they drugged Silent Hill after they saw an alpha. They gave them something to talk about, so they drug it. And now all of a sudden, you got guys like MBG and Marlin, the same two, saying, oh, it looks so much better now. It's like, why did you all attack an alpha build? It's an alpha build. So we're going to start with that. And also, do you plan on buying Silent Hill 2? Again, I was going to buy Until Dawn. I got my hands on Until Dawn thanks to Sony. So shout out to Sony for giving me that game. Silent Hill 2, I'm going to buy, but it's going to be closer to the end of the month. Okay. But I'm not sure when it comes out. So, but yeah, still haven't seen where you all have, when is the PlayStation 5 Pro coming out? Like, when is it going to be at my home? So, I mean, I know people are saying October 10th, you'll be able to go to the stores I thought that's to pre-order it. You're going to the stores to pre-order it on the 10th, right? Because it's not coming out till November. Hold on. Alexa, when is the PlayStation 5 Pro coming out?
PlayStation 5 Pro will be released on November 7th.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe somebody did put November 7th. All right. So I need to make sure I get off work. Yeah, I'll be expecting mine on the 8th, 9th, or 10th. I need to try to take off on the 8th, even if it's just half a day. So, Hero Down Under saying after buying the Pro, he's too broke to afford any games beyond Lego Horizon. I'm telling you, yeah, I know that's gonna be But here's the good news for me is that it's not shipping, and if it's not gonna ship to the 10th or 11th. I'll get. Hey, hold on. Let me double check. You said the 7th, right? Well, I can pay it on the 8th, so I'll be good. I'll survive. Survive the hit. So, you were able to sell your Microsoft Surface Pro. That's considered one of the best tablets, if not the best tablet in the world. So, I hate that you had to do that. I hope you did it for something else. It was to offset your Pro. But I know a lot of people that are selling things. I don't have to sell my PlayStation Slim at all, but I'm gonna have a hell of a, because that's gonna be tough for me to put that together. To put that, I know there's videos out on how to take the CD off the Slim and things like that, and I'm gonna be putting it on too. And there'll be videos come out, but the first set of games I'm going to play are my digital games. So I'll be playing Last of Us Part 1 and 2 again. I'll be I did buy, like I showed it on Twitter. I did purchase Horizon Zero Dawn physically. I did it physically. So like I said before, I did the damn thing. That will be here. That is shipping, I think, tomorrow, maybe. Or not tomorrow, Monday. So that will be here Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know, something like that. So you didn't need the Surface, had it since February. Okay, cool. Oh, you sold this to an Xbox fan? You're a Mac. All right, well, no. That Mac Pro is on point too. Yeah, both of those are good. But hit the like button if you don't mind, and share the care. And so yeah, and then what are you playing? Make sure you put in the chat what you're playing. I'm playing. Well, let me go ahead and put it in the chat because I'm asking you all to put it in the chat. So let me lead by example. I'm playing NCAA 2025, and I'm about. I don't want to open these physical games and then get the pros. It's kind of like I'm only going to play what I already have open. I'm going to try to finish the Forbidden West Burning Shores, but man, I'm going to have to go and do the same thing I did with Death Stranding, which is I'm going to have to make a bunch of weapons. So that's going to be like my missions. I'm going to make all these new bow and arrow sets to take on some of these machines in the Forbidden West. These machines are just kicking my you-know-what. So I'm playing NCAA Football 2025. So what exactly are you all playing? Diablo 4. I did hear that Diablo is going to be supported by Microsoft. So if you all are interested in playing Diablo and you're wanting to know what Microsoft is going to support and things like that, I didn't know Diablo was coming to PlayStation at all. I figured it would. I figured most of your Bethesda games are coming. Activision games are more 50-50, but they got the main Activision game, which was the main Activision game was Call of Duty, so that's what Sony wanted. But so yeah, let's take a look at some of this stuff here, and this is gonna come from different people online. Let's give them their credit here. This is gonna come from Cammy, and he goes at Okami13. Make sure you follow him, and Sammy Barker. And we're going to look at what Hip Hop Gamer was saying here, which is that you're not going to be able to tell a lot of the differences coming down the road here. So, Bucci Talks is in the house. I'm going to shout out to the chat. Wizard57 is in the house with these giant eyeballs. That Bucci Talks the Ish says we should be getting a teardown in the next couple of days because pre-orders are going live everywhere. Oh, yeah. Well, I hope during their teardown they show us how to put that together, because I'm afraid I'm going to break it. So that's why I said I may just keep my physical stuff and keep my old PlayStation and buy an OLED. And see, there I go again. Look at me, y'all. Y'all making me spend too much money. I'm literally going to go look at OLED monitors today. That's what I'm going to go do. Look at OLED monitors. So when I'm out, and also I think FOMO has a video out. Somebody has a video out on what TVs you all should be looking at. But I want you all to do this if you don't mind. I want you all, you can either put it in the chat or put it in the comment section, or you don't have to do this at all. What I would like for you to do is put your TV that you have in the chat or in the comment section, and I will be more than happy to look up exactly what for you to expect. Because if you don't have a HDMI 2.1 cable, and I'm talking about the 8K one, make sure if you don't have that one, go out and buy that 8K one. Even though you got a 4K, you're like, well, crap, I just got a 4K TV. No, that's fine. But make sure you go get the 8K cable. That's another thing I'm going to be looking at today. I may buy it today because I want that 8K coming out. I want to be 8K ready, because I got a sneaky suspicion that these games are going to downsample from 8K, and it's not now, but down the road. And as soon as that gets announced or starts coming out, these MFs are going to raise their HDMI cables. Now you got one that Sony actually makes for you all, and that's the one I recommend. But what do we got here? Busha says it's going to be disappointing, but I will still get it. Just offer the fact that it's still giving us great overall update over base PS5. You spelled base like bass. PS5 where you can tell visually. Yeah, I mean, again, let's see here. He also says what's going to drive everybody nuts is the using a full RDNA 4. I assume if rumor, is that what you mean? If rumor is true, for what Craig said about Hip Hop Gamer System being 16 T-flops. 16 T-flop meaning it's going to be using the RX 60. Now, I do not understand that. It's already been confirmed that it's using RDNA 4, so the 6800 card is an RDNA 2 card. So it's a RDNA 3 base set. It's like RDNA 3.7 or something like that. So it's closer to RDNA 4, and it's capable of using RDNA 4 for ray tracing. And that includes sound and everything else. So is that what you're trying to say? I'm not trying to misinterpret what you're saying. So if you can break that down a little bit more, okay, a little bit more. So and again, you're saying that it's going to be disappointing, but I will still get it. Don't get anything that you're going to be disappointed in, bro. I mean, this is what I don't understand. It's why people believe they have to have something. Look, the best sounding speakers I've heard, not speakers, headset I heard is called Steinbachen or Stein something. And I don't need those, even though that's the best. Again, the mids and the highs and the bass were like screaming, especially the mids and the highs. I'm like, holy crap, they're getting this type of performance off their headsets, but I don't like the price of over $280 to $350, so I'm not gonna buy it. I'm happy with my Steel Series at 5.1. You see what I'm saying? So boycott Activision's in the house. They're saying down with PSSR, down with the Soviet Union. Okay. Saying it sounds too much like USSR. Okay. Bushi is down saying he'll take the 7800 XT with UDNA 4 features, though, like I thought it'd be. Yeah, well, again, then I'm not saying not to go buy that card then. That will at least get you in that range. But just remember that when you buy that card, and I don't know what your pocket is like, I want to make that clear, you're not going to be playing Grand Theft Auto 6. It's not coming to PC. It may not come for another 1.5 to 2 years. What's up, D-Nice? My name is D-Nice. So, let's see here. Hero Down Under says hello from Down Under. He also says MBG disappointed you so much over the past 2 years. Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand. I understand it now. The rage, what they're doing is they're grifting, and that's just what they're going to do. So, I don't give them any money. You know, I don't give them any money. So, but another says, yeah, all right, I read that one, and telling people if teraflops are higher than 37. They're using RDNA 4. Again, they're using RDNA 4 ray tracing. That's what they're using. They're using RDNA 4 ray tracing. And don't get caught up on the teraflop stuff. 33 up on RDNA 3. RDNA 3, even though it's RDNA 3 and it's using that teraflop count, it's going to perform at a higher rate. RDNA 3 doesn't have to work as hard as RDNA 2. That's why it's a bad comparison to use. I mean, I would use the 7800 makes more sense to me. That it's just the 7800 does not have, as of right now, it doesn't have RDNA 4 ray tracing on it. Now, guess what? AMD is supposed to announce something at CES this year. They're always at CES, so that very well could be it. They could announce their 8,000 cards, but their 7,000 line may still take in and output RDNA 4 ray tracing. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We gotta wait. We gotta wait. So I mean, at least again, me personally, I'm waiting. So yeah, FOMO and KG all have videos out. Yeah, and those are some good dudes. Those are some good dudes as far as their information with TVs, because those, it's to a point now. But if you watch the new OLED battle, they're basically saying that LG's OLED is done. I'm like, not based on what I'm seeing. You know that LG's G series OLED is just as bright as the Samsung's OLED, like just as bright. It is crazy at this point. It is crazy. So LG is caught up to Samsung's brightness, and because Samsung's blacks still are crushed for the majority of the time. I want perfect blacks. That way the orange, the yellow, the purples, the greens, the blues, you want that. I can't say you want. I want that perfect black picture. Period. And again, the LG TVs are going to look a lot better, and this is just my understanding, and I'll be happy to stand corrected. They look, and when it starts turning dark outside and you set that TV to dark mode, holy cow, you better get it ready. I mean, you better get ready. So you can see, I was watching Alabama play Georgia last weekend. You can see the raindrops running down the sides of the players' helmets. It's like, holy cow. So the Silent Hill 2 got running 45 FPS. You're good. Meaning, well, okay, 45 F, so it's 40 FPS. I mean, I'm going to get the game, but you all know if it's got puzzles in it, I ain't going to play it at first. You know, I'm not going to play it. I'm going to wait for somebody to beat the game, solve the puzzles. That way when I run into a puzzle, because they already said that they stayed loyal to the puzzle format. I'm like, all right, well, I do remember that about Silent Hill, was that there was a crap ton of puzzles. So, let's see here. Basically, the Surface Pro paid for half of the PS5 Pro. Okay, so you use a Pro to pay off a Pro. Okay. Well, I mean, you recuperated, and I understand why people are doing that. It just so happens for me, it's looking more and more like I'm not going to have to sell anything. That's because, again, there's no guarantee, and I think they will. I think when people go to GameStop or Walmart, is it this week, right? I want to make sure. Is it the 11th they can go? Is that Friday? They'll be able to go to GameStop and pre-order their PS5s. So, or maybe it's the 10th. I don't know because I've already pre-ordered. But I know a lot of people that have pre-ordered on PlayStation, but they're saying if they can go to GameStop, because the way they were making it sound was that the system was going to be ordered. This is the way I took it anyway. I didn't know, they were saying we could go in and pre-order it from those stores, but it's like, well, how do you guarantee you're going to be able to get one? And they can't. So what a lot of people are going to do is, this is what they're going to do, because they did this when the PS5 and the Xbox One was coming out, or Series X console was coming out. They were waiting in line. I was waiting in line to buy Spider-Man Miles Morales, right? Because I figured I was going to get a Pro, and I just said, well, I'm going to pre-order Miles Morales for the PS5. And what I laughed at, and told you all this story before, is on the GameStop door. On the door, it said we have 4 PlayStation 5s and 6 Xbox X's and 2 Xbox One S's. There were 28 people standing in line. And when they got to the last person, the guy walked outside and said, we're all out of PlayStations. And then about 10 minutes later, he came out and said, we're all out of Xboxes. And all these people started cussing. I mean, it was it was worth standing in line for. It was worth it. So just to see that, it's like, okay, guys, look. And so I got in real fast. I got in real fast because everybody got out of line because they wanted those consoles. And I got lucky. And shout out to Well, I won't say their name anymore because he doesn't want me doing that. But shout out to the PlayStation community for that's how I got my first PlayStation. Okay, it wasn't through because again I ran into the same problems that the majority of us ran into in the United States, which is not only did they not make enough, they couldn't tell us when they were coming in, and it was just a pain. And so yeah, I was able to get a physical one, which is what I wanted. So, but yeah, and so I'm paying $100 more, give or take, $200 more for better stuff. So, Hero Tech says he just loves good tech. Yeah, I can understand that. Bucci talks that it says, and just so people know, DLSS 3.7 does not work on all the cards. So anybody with an older GPU, PlayStation 5 Pro, outperform that GPU. They don't have the upscaling. They can't do it. Again, I assume you're saying that the PS5 Pro will outperform what they're doing. Oh. So, okay, fair enough. What's up, Lucy Sky? How you doing? The Hawk is playing NCAA and Astro Bot. Yeah, I know. The NCAA, I'm hooked on it again. I am hooked on the feeling. I'm using Miami, so the U. Yeah, I'm using the U. Hero Down Under's got a S95B 65-inch, and you will be okay. Yeah, you will be okay. These people telling you their monitors refresh at 240 hertz. If the PlayStation doesn't do that, then there's no reason for your monitor or TV for you to look for that. Maybe you can save some money if you just go to 144 to 165 hertz. You all understand that, right? But if people buying a monitor, now if you get a good deal on a 240 hertz monitor, take that deal. But if you are stuck, meaning that it's like, well, you may not be able to afford a 240 hertz monitor because you're not going to sell something. Like I heard some people sold stuff to get stuff, and some people I heard finance stuff. And again, there's nothing wrong with financing stuff. Just pay it off in the first 90 days. Omar Thomas in the house and says he's playing Black Myth Wukong, Star Wars Outlaws, Silent Hill 2 next Tuesday. Okay, so it's next Tuesday. So is it the 8th or is it the 15th Silent Hill comes out? So I'm asking. So does it come out on Columbus Day in the United States, which is Thanksgiving in Canada? So you have the LGB4. Okay, then you'll be okay. Oh, Tom Murphy in the house says he just bought a 48-inch C4. Should I exchange for the G4? Let's look that up for you, my friend. As a promise is a promise. Let's see here. C4 LG versus G4 OLED differences. Let's look at the side-by-side comparisons here. Let's see here. I'm trying to find. Okay, here are your full comparisons. So, let me put this on the screen so that we can see. What am I doing? I'm just being man, y'all should say I'm being a jabroni here. So there, and I will. So you can see on the left-hand side, you have the C4. All right, you have the C4, and on the right side you have the G4. So, they're both on Amazon. So they were both tested. The last update is October. This was updated this is updated last Wednesday. This is updated on Wednesday, this LG C4. So you can see here the G4 OLED is better than the C4 OLED. It literally just says that. Remember the LG G series, remember I was just saying that's the brightest TV that they've ever made. So if you like that brightness, or if you like a bright TV and you want to stay in the LG realm, then you would get the G series. the C series isn't as bright. It's not that it's bad though. So, but you can see right here, mixed usage is roughly the same. But see, they're roughly the same. I mean, this is negligible. I mean, the TV shows look a little bit better on the G. Sports is everything's about the same. So you may want to go ahead and HDR gaming. You see, it's very close. But that's your decision. But now, if you want to get the G4 and then you're feeling, donationally, and you want to donate to the Porch Light Podcast, I will take that off your hands for a nice sum of $500. That's hopefully we can make a deal. But this is for the people. Let me blow that up. If this is just for him, because I did say I would do this, and so you're fine. You're fine. I mean, you can make the argument it's negligible, but it's your money. It's your money. And and of course, if you don't know, you can hook up your if you don't know, you can hook up your TVs to your PCs. I just in case you all were wondering. So they neither one have curved on it. They don't have. Remember that went out of style. The curved TVs have gone out of style. So me personally, this stand over here for the C, I prefer that stand. Now that's just me. Here's your wall. It can be wall mounted, perfectly fine. It's pretty much the same. I'm trying to find the HDMI stuff. That's what I'm trying to find. All right, picture quality. I'm looking at it, and it looks the same. To me, the picture quality looks the same. The blooming is the same. Your light zone transitions are the same. So they have the exact same zones. So again, that's why I was saying it's very negligible. So moving objects, so it's roughly the same. It's the same. It ain't roughly, they are the same. So this TV is, the HDR is a little bit better. You can see 8.8 to 8.3. Again, now you have to decide what is negligible for you. But that's pretty much the difference. Now, here's the brightness, okay? Because again, the G series, remember, is brighter than the C series. So this should make logical sense to you that, the brightness in HDR is better on the G. So if you're an HDR connoisseur, okay, then I would go with the G series. But to me, and I can see here, this thing up here is brighter than this over here. This over here, this blue over here is brighter than this blue over here. This orange is a little more pronounced than the orange there. So, but that's just what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. So the water here, I know what you're going to say, man, fuck your water. Okay, fair enough. The water here looks a little better, but it's negligible. I mean, to me personally. But now you're getting your candies and candles and here. And the G series, as expected, is going to have a little bit more. So now here's what I like to read. Is this tracking, this EOTF tracking, and the G series is actually, the C series is actually a little bit better on your nits. Okay, a little bit better. Well, actually, see, most of your games are at 1,000 nits, right? So you can see on the C series, I mixed them up. It's there versus the G. So yeah, there you go. SDR, again, brightness, bright. If you like the brightness, this is what this is going to come down to based on what I'm seeing is, and it depends on where you have your TV. I usually turn my TV on at dusk, okay? At dusk. That's generally when it's on to play games, okay? If I'm watching a football game, of course it's on during the daytime, but all my shades are closed. Like right now, my shades are all open. I don't have my TV on. So your color gambit is the same. And that's a wide color gambit. I remember, shout out to Hard 8 times. He kept on saying wide color gambit. Look at that wide color gambit. That's the same. Color volume. It looks the same to me. But again, that's up to you. And you can see here, it is the same. 8.1 to 8.3. So it's just you're looking at price. You're looking at price for your performance, and it's a little bit better. You look pre-calibration. This is better pre-calibration, but then after the CTV that you have, you calibrated it. Post, okay, it's the same. Look, it's the same. So that's if you calibrate it correctly. So you got the same TV. It's just your G series. It's going to be it's going to be brighter. It will be brighter. And so that's what you're looking at. Do you want a bright HDR picture or a dimmer one? So there's no right or wrong there. That's just what you got. Astrobot and X Defiant. Astrobot's very popular. PC Now, Throne of Liberty, Once Human, and Forever Winter. Everybody's gaming. I like it. Pre-orders October 10th. November 7th is released to the world. Okay. I still think you're going to be able to go out November 7th. This is just my opinion. I think you'll be able to go out November 7th and just go pick the damn thing up. I truly do believe that. So, Steady Flow has the LGB4. Yeah, you're fine. That's 120. As long as it does that 120, that's what you're wanting it to do. You want it at that 120. Marcus Grant says the PS5 Pro is the remaster engine. Hip Hop Gamer was talking about, remember when he said it's in generation remaster because Sony wants to get them games. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He said that, and he said that on Big Cloud's podcast. I think he said it on Big Cloud's podcast and or Marlin Gaming Nation's podcast. That's what was cracking me up when both Big Cloud and Marlin kept saying they don't like, what's up with all these remasters. Hip Hop Gamer came on both those podcasts and said this will be the generation of remasters. So to me, it's dumb. It's like it's almost like they had him on, but they didn't listen to what he was saying at all. That's what it sounded like to me. Says, keep telling people you feel like GTA 6 is going to be announced on the 10th. The 10th of when? Of this month or next month? So, I'm just asking. So, somebody's got the S95. Yeah, Behemoth Titan. Yeah, that's fine. You'll be fine there. Hero Down Under says you think he'll buy an 8K in-wall rated HDMI cable ASAP. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy an 8K cable. I'm going to get it off Amazon. I'll put it in the cart and get it today. Hopefully it'll come tomorrow. Jordan says he used the Steel Series Nova 7 and Pulse Explorer. Yeah, there's nothing. Amy Scott is in the house and says, Marlon, I'll admit, at least tries to show people how good the PSSR is by showing what Digital Foundry said and admits if he gets something wrong. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I'm not saying not to listen. This is up to you guys to listen to people, okay? Marlon and MBG were both, well, Marlon was definitely wrong about PSSR. Because now he's walking around like, I'm a believer. Whereas before, he was like, well, I don't know. So again, guys, it's up to you to listen to him. So, I don't listen to him anymore. So what's up, Halamoko? So, Bushi is saying that he's cool, but when he goes in there talking about information that he doesn't know about, he comes up with it like it's his own and repeats after. Oh, really? Didn't know that. First Great says this RDNA 3 with some RDNA tech, not all of it, just like PS4 Pro, Polaris GPU. Yeah, it's got the RDNA. It's an RDNA 3 based system that will have RDNA 4 ray tracing on it. So that's what you're getting. So don't run around saying what's an RDNA 4 console. It's not an RDNA 4 console. It will support RDNA 4 functions, mainly ray tracing. Now, can they upgrade it to do more? Absolutely. Doesn't mean that they will, though. Don't buy this thing thinking that it's going to do that. All right? Don't buy it thinking it's going to do that. So maybe you ought to wait. So you were telling him 8K was possible on the PS5 Pro. He kept telling everyone, forget about it. It's not happening. And then flip-flopped. But remember, Gran Turismo years ago, before the PS5 came out, was already running 8K, 8K at a Sony event. So that's what we were telling you guys. We were like, here's your future. Your future is it's going to be 8K. So that's where the future is going. That's what PS6. And remember, Hip Hop Gamer, I believe, said 8K is going to be the focus of your PS6. This is why I said publicly, the PS5 Pro is my last console. I'm not going to get an 8K TV. I mean, this is I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you that I will not be buying an 8K TV. No way. There's just, you know, I've seen 8K TVs, and we don't, in the United States, there's nothing that comes in at 8K. I think the Super Bowl is in 8K. Maybe the baseball playoffs that are on now are in 8K. Some of the games, because I don't think Fox has an 8K signal, but in the Olympics, some of the Olympic sports was in 8K. But for me personally, make sure you all get the likes up, people. There's like 70 people in here. So get the likes up. Jeez. I mean, come on, don't be lazy. You know, that's all we're asking. Don't be lazy. Don't be a lazy gamer. The NCAA has a pro enhancement as well. Well, yeah, I have to wait and see. It already looks real good. So we'll have to wait and see what it does. So you're used to the Samsung UI. Well, yeah, it took me, you got to understand, I went from Samsung to Sony's UI, which I didn't care for, to LG's UI, which I really didn't care for. So, I still don't like LG's UI. I don't like it. But you got to understand, I've been on Samsung TV since 2003 when I got my first Samsung LCD. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Y'all remember those? So I remember playing Mass Effect on an LCD and be like, holy cow. So you get the Silent Hill 2 Deluxe Edition. You can play it 12 a.m. tonight. Yeah, I'm not getting it. Yeah, I'll just wait to get Silent Hill. I hadn't planned on getting Silent Hill. I wanted Until Dawn and I got it. So, and because I played Until Dawn already, so I kind of know what to expect. So, let's see here. One thing you don't like about FOMO, because I told him, how can you compare 4K TVs to 8K? Yeah, I mean, again, the only way you can do that is to go somewhere and look at the same screen at viewing distance. And the only place I know to look for that is Best Buy. They actually do have an 8K TV and a 4K TV running the same stuff. And you can see a difference, but I mean, me personally, I'm not here to tell you what to do with your cash. I'm simply saying that I'm not going to buy an 8K TV. So, oh, Tom Murphy laughing at me. Tom, don't laugh at me. If you're going to get rid of it, I'll take it off your hands. You know, we can set up an exchange, you know. Says, in the news drop from gamers that GT7 and F1 and 8K said it looked amazing and better than 4K, or at least cleaner and sharper. So it's hard for you to believe what FOMO is saying. Well, yeah, I mean, I would just go by first-hand people. Hey, look, you would expect an 8K TV to be sharper than a 4K TV. That's not new. What's up, BK Lover 26? How you doing? So, and let's see here. You see, talk politics every now and then. Are you a Dem or a Republican or independent? I'll vote split party most of the time. I'll be talking politics tonight. I promised. I said I would give a certain group of people a whole week to do videos on what either Kamala Harris or Donald J. Trump is going to do for black people, preferably black men. And I'll be talking about that tonight. We'll look at another map. Guys, we're 30 days away from the election, I believe. Hold on. Alexa, when's the election in the United States?
The next election in the United States, the 2024 U.S. presidential election on November 5th.
Okay. So guess what? We're 30 days away. Today's the 5th. So this poll that you see tonight will come from 538 and you should start seeing the which is called the hardening pause of the map. So, you know, let's see here. So yeah, but you should, most of you all, if you're voting, you should be voting split. I mean, I'm not telling you. I mean, split meaning you should vote for some Democrats and you should vote for some Republicans, and or you vote for none of them. But again, you need to vote for the people who are going to do something for you specifically. So, and that's where you start. That is where you start. I know for me, in Kentucky, they have a law they're trying to pass where private schools are going to try to take money from schools that are from public schools. So again, I'll say that again. Private schools, which is part of the private sector, they're wanting to take money from the public sector to fund their schools. And the answer to that is not no, but hell no. I am voting. You're not going to do that. Now, I don't know where we land on that, but that's what I'll be watching election night, because that's a huge deal in Kentucky. So we'll see it, though. We'll see. Firm Scott says remakes are not good ones. That most people want. No, Mr. Scott. The remakes are the ones that he doesn't want. Get it straight. All right? I wanted a remaster of Horizon Zero Dawn, because Horizon Zero Dawn don't look like Forbidden West, and now it does. Now it does. And Horizon Zero Dawn didn't use Zero Dawn, I'm sorry. Horizon Forbidden West doesn't use the PSSR, and they got away from the checkerboard, and now you have a much cleaner 4K picture, a much cleaner picture. And again, I'm going to reiterate this for everybody. Don't buy the PS5 Pro thinking that all these third-party games are going to all of a sudden be fantastic. You're buying it for the first-party games. That's why Digital Foundry is really impressed with the with the first-party games. They are impressed with Final Fantasy Rebirth. They said that's the poster child for what they're doing, which is fine. Okay, but it's not the main reason you should be getting your hands on the Pro. All right, the main reason you want to get your hands on that Pro is because you want to play the PlayStation first party games at the best level you can play them at. The best resolution, the best sound, the best graphics. You want that. All right, that's your main goal. So you're going to be playing Spider-Man. Horizon Zero Dawn needed that remake so bad. Yeah, I mean, again, and remember, Marlon and MBG and other people were complaining about it. Then they saw it, and all of a sudden, it's, oh, no. I mean, that's that again. When you stand for nothing, you don't stand for nothing. You see what I'm saying? So Corey Massey said he's buying it. It's $10. He's buying it because Corey Massey kept his games. Yeah, see, Bugaboo. And I had Horizon Zero Dawn, and I traded it back in, and then I downloaded it for that free, whatever they were doing, that I forgot what it was called. And then I thought I still had it, but I didn't. So I went ahead and I was like, all right, I'll just purchase it physical. You know. So that game will be getting shipped to me on the 7th. But I don't know. I may just go ahead and just cancel it and get it digitally, and that guarantees that I'll be able to play it when I get it. So let's see here. No 8K. What about future proof? Well, again, for me, I'm stopping at 4K 60 and at 120 hertz. I don't have it, but I want to make this clear. Yeah. So once I get the Pro, I'm done with console gaming as far as getting another console. I'll be done with it. D-U-N exclamation point. As far as supporting anything, I'm not going to get the next. I might, if there's another Donkey Kong game for Nintendo, I will break down and get the Switch. Okay, you all know I love Donkey Kong. I put so many quarters in the Donkey Kong machine when I was a kid, so I would do that. So let's see here. So that's about that. 8K for 2030 is going to be what 4K. Again, I'm not here to say it won't be. I just will not be in that exchange. I mean, and because again, I'm going to get a 4K OLED monitor. I have decided on that, and that's just my choice. I'd rather hook up my PlayStation, because I have 2 PlayStations. I'm about to have 3. So I may hook up my Pro to the 4K OLED monitor and just go from there and say, you know what? I'm going to have my Pro on this OLED. I'm going to, I assume that when oh man, what's it called? I'm going to have to I'm going to create another PlayStation account and start downloading the games I already have. I'm going to have to do that again, and that sucks. I hate doing that. There might be an easier way for me to do it. I saw people saying you can just transfer everything in, and I couldn't get mine to work. I'm like, what the hell is taking this shit so long? So I just ended up, that's why I have 2 different gaming accounts. I have 2 different games, so I can play on 2 of my different accounts. So you got your Samsung in the Dominican Republic over there. It's called Samsung. Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds like something the Dominicans would say. So we're at the end of 2024. Nick's saying they still don't broadcast anything over here in 4K. Where do you live at, Nick? Well, are you in a continent, not a, you don't have to get the country. So you replay that game right away. Yeah, see, I can't. I'm going to have to, I'm getting the remaster, and I'm going to have to wait. Like I said, I'm wanting to get some games that are only for that PS5 Pro. Because that's one of my favorite, if not my favorite open world game. That game, Skyrim and Oblivion, The Witcher 3, Forbidden West is really good too. That was such a good story. And I really hope that Horizon 3, that we go to that planet that they went to in that universe, okay? Because they went to another planet and they had something happen on that other planet. So I think it would be cool if we could go to that other planet and see what the hell happened. So that's just my opinion, though. Dr. Victor Bravo in the house says he bought the Silent Hill Deluxe. He bought the deluxe and you want that soundtrack. Okay, yeah, I heard it's good. I heard it's very well done. I want the soundtrack to Stellar Blade. I think that was fun. So, yeah, the PS5 will have continued life cycle. Yeah, I agree. Ice Queen in the house. How you doing, young lady? The Queen of Ice is here. Everybody put on your boots. The Queen of Ice is here. Make sure you dress warm. So game graphics are already at their peak. They are. Yeah, once you get to high and ultra, there's another setting called extreme settings, but it's not what people are making it out to be. So we're gonna look at some pictures here before we bounce like a check here. Let me go ahead. So this is, I believe this is The Last of Us. Now this comes from one of our guys on Twitter. I think this is Cammy21. Let me make sure we give him credit. So this is Sammy B on Sammy Barker. I'm sorry. So he is at Get to Sammy B. And what you're seeing here is the first thing I'm going to disclose to you is both these images are at 60 frames per second. Because you have the Pro and then you have the Performance. So this image here is this image where my mouse is. That is 1440p. That bottom image is 1440p. Here, there we go. The bottom image is 1440p. The top image is the Pro. That is 4K. That is a 4K image. I want you to start right to left. Look at the hair around her ear. So in the performance mode, which is 1440p, medium settings, again, that's 60 frames per second on, and again, the game still looks very good, okay? I'm not knocking the game. But for the people who are getting the Pro, if you play The Last of Us, look at her ear. Look at the fact that her ear on the top is more pronounced. Now, you should be able to say, oh, yeah, it's a little bit blurry, because I can see that, and I'm an old man. So look at, and then go up look at her hair. You see how it's kind of blurry? And then look at the top. You can see more of the fine hairs, okay? Pause. Now look at her eyelashes, okay? Look at her eyelashes. Look at how they kind of fuzz out. And then look, you can actually see the strands of her hair right here. This top image, again, the top image is 4K on the Pro. All right, so we're just going right to left. Look at her. Look at that. I mean, you should clearly be able to see that. All right, you should be able to see that where my hand is up there. All right, now let's come down. Look at her eye here. Look at that glistening in her eye versus look at it down here. You can barely see her eyelashes here. And then look at how much more dense this is. Look at her eyelashes up here and then on the bottom. All right. Look at this part of her eye that actually does that looks red versus here. This is what the eye actually does look like. So again, I can see this. And if I can see it, you should be able to see it. So look at her cheek. Her cheek, she's a little more pale here, and that's nothing against, I'm not talking racial here. She's a little more pale here. And then go up here. She has more of a rosy look in her face. Like, because she's been exposed to sunlight. And remember, they're in the snow a whole lot. And she's in Seattle. If you go to Seattle, the people, because they're exposed to more sunlight, they have more of a rosy look on their face. But I'm seeing this. And this here is more pronounced. Even her nose is more, look at the blur in her nose. And again, these are both 60 frames per second. I want to make that clear to everybody. These are both 60 FPS frames, but you're looking at a higher image quality. They're taking it 1440p and they're using PSSR to get it to 4K. That's what they're doing. That's the upscaling that we've been telling you guys about. And I know people are sitting there trying to say, I told you boys, I told you, you didn't tell nobody shit. You up there complaining about remakes and remasters. I know I've been sitting here since the jump saying they're going to be able to take the upscaling. They're going to upscale to 4K. And I said this at the beginning of the damn generation, that they were going to upscale to 4K and you were not going to be able to tell a difference because the upscaling techniques had gotten that much better. That's a direct quote from me 4 years ago, almost to this month. Like, hey, look, the checkerboard ain't going nowhere. The dynamic 4K not going nowhere. And also, Foxy Games said it. So shout out to Foxy Games. Hip Hop Gamer said it. So again, we told you this was going to happen, and now it has happened. Now, does this mean you got to run out and buy this? No. What am I showing you this picture then for? So that you can actually see some of these differences, so that you understand what the technology is doing. And so that you know this is the first iteration, and don't think that they won't do PSR or whatever, PSSR 2 or 1.5 or 2, then 2.2. That's what they're going to do, to the point where PSSR becomes the dominant upscaler in gaming. That's what they're trying to do. That's, people are like, well, why are they doing this? Because they want to create an upscaler that, because again, Sony is closer to AMD than they are to NVIDIA. Sony and AMD are right in front of your faces for you PC hacks out there. They're taking on NVIDIA. NVIDIA's prime thing that they're selling is their upscaling AI technology, this machine learning base. Sony has done the exact same thing. They've created their own solution. It's better than FSR, but it's roughly, it's like DLS 1.7. That's where they're at. DLSS 1.7. In the next 20 months, they will surpass it. And remember, I'm the same one that told you that the PS5 Pro was going to be more powerful than a 4090. And it is. We heard Digital Foundry talking about God of War Ragnarok. That 4090 at $2,000 can't even outperform the base PS5. So they can miss me with their bullshit. We did that last week, right? Right? Played the video. But you all should be able to see a difference. Put a 1 in the chat if you can actually see the difference. Just put a 1 in the chat if you can see a difference there. Okay? If you can't see a difference, you got hoe in you. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. You should be able to look at that picture and say, oh yeah, there is a difference there. You should be able to see it because I can see it. And I'm an old man. You know, come on, guys. So we got another one. This one comes from Cammy. And so shout out to him, okay? He's at Okama 13. Oh man, my fat gold chain that I have messed up. I'm out. Now they zoomed in. Oh man. There we go. Okay. All right, that messed me up. Now they zoomed in 4 times. So here's your PS5. Again, performance mode, 60 frames per second. 60 frames per second. All right. Here's your PS5 Pro, 60 frames per second. Let's go left to right this time. Look at the back of her head. Pause. Look at the back of her head. It looks blurry. It looks faded out. It still looks good. This is a PS4 game. This is the PS5 version of this game. So remember what they did. They refreshed the rate a little bit better, a little bit more. All right. And they did some other things. But look at this. Look at her hair. Look at how you see the AA anti-aliasing. Now look at over here. This looks cleaner. This looks like a cleaner picture. Look at the gun butt. All right. Look at that. These are medium settings. That's your issue here. It's medium settings. Look at this part here. How it's almost, you can't even tell the density. Look over here. This is better graphics. Remember what they're doing. Better graphics and fidelity upscaling. Again, you're looking at it. The strap here, sorry, her hood, and that you can make out as a hood, but it looks kind of faded out. Over here, it's more pronounced. You should be able to, like, if you can't see this, let me know, because I'm looking at it. Because if I can see this, and let me put this on the screen bigger, if I can see this, and I'm an old man, there we go. I mean, you should be able to see the differences right there. Look at her jacket over here on the left-hand side. Look at her jacket up here. Look at how faded the snow looks. It still looks good. I admit you're looking at medium. You're looking at low to mid graphics, and over here you're looking at ultra graphics. That's the difference. Remember, we told you guys, you're going to get games at ultra graphics. It's going to be able to show you games. And this is the difference. This is what we were telling you. So when you hear the PC people saying, well, I can play at ultra this, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about these type of differences. And they are different. I've said that myself. The first thing I noticed when I played Starfield on PC and I turned on DLSS, then I cranked up the graphics. I'm like, oh, this is a really good looking game in ultra settings, you know. And I told you all that. Remember, I flat said, oh, this game does look better. So, and you know, it is what it is. I told you. So, but look, and then look at your overall draw distances, okay? Your overall draw distance, look where it says PS5 performance. Look at how faded out that looks. And it's not that it's faded. It is a picture in medium graphic settings. Look at your draw distance. Look at that. There, I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you can see it. I mean, you all just look at her. This right here, this black thing right here, pause, I think is a flashlight. Look at it there. Look at it here. Much better color. You can make out the difference in depth. It's harder to do on this side. This, guys, come on. I mean, why am I showing you this? I'm not trying to talk you into spending your money on a Pro. If you're going to keep your base PlayStation, it's going to be fine. Okay? I'll be playing Helldivers on the Pro. You can play it on the base PlayStation. It will be fine. Okay? So nothing, that won't change. And if it's just going to come down to money, just say, hey, look, I don't think it's worth the money. I think that's fair because you're a consumer first. Over here, we look at things from the consumer perspective, not from the gamer perspective. But this is a gamer console. This is a gamer console. This is for the hardcore gamers. The hardcore consumers aren't going to buy this. Even Sony has said they don't expect every PlayStation owner to buy this. So when you hear guys like BitCloud and all of them saying it's not selling well, it is selling well based on the number that Sony had that was going to set that how it was going to move. BitCloud got people out here. BitCloud under the thinking that it was going to be a 1-to-1. No, the PS4 Pro didn't do that either. I think the PS4 Pro hit what 17 to 20%, 1 out of 5. And that's what the Pro is exactly tracking to be, 1 out of 5. So, and again, so you have to start asking yourself some hard questions. Pause. Look at the next picture. This is the infamous backpack picture you all probably have already seen. Again, both of these are in 60 frames per second. Look at the grass up here. You can actually make out these are plants. These are plants. These are clovers. Matter of fact, I can see that from where I'm at. Clovers. Look over here. Look over there. Look right there. Hold on. Let me blow this up on the screen. So look over here where my mouse is moving. Look over here. Look up here in the corner. Look at how funky that looks compared to this. All right. Look at the textures. Again, remember graphics and textures and shadows. Look at the texture of her backpack. All right. This is a lot more pronounced over here than it is over here. Look at the color saturation. Again, look at the color saturation. Okay, that's what brown leather looks like. And look how blurry, and look at this blurry over here. Look at your metal rungs. Look at how more pronounced they are. You can even see a little bit of light reflecting off of that, like you would with metal holding on to leather. But look at that. Look at that. So, I mean, again, I'm not... This is stuff that I am seeing, and if I can see it, I certainly hope you can see it because I'm an old man. So, and then this is the horse picture. Digital Foundry made a huge deal about this. Again, look at your draw distances. Look at that draw distance here. And again, these are both 60 frames per second. I don't want you all thinking, oh, well, one is 30 and one is 60. No, these are both 60 frames per second. Performance mode. Remember, every PlayStation first-party game has a 60 FPS mode. All the games that they published have like Stellar Blade and all that, 60 FPS mode. So, Grand Blue Fantasy or Grand Red Fantasy, whatever it's called, 60 FPS mode. So PlayStation mandated 60 FPS, but they brought the resolution down to 1440p. Microsoft mandated 4K, but kept everything at 30. So that's just the way it is. All right, that is the way it is. So, and they've already done their next question is going to be the FPS count. I have not seen a whole lot of FPS counting being done. So, I just don't know where it is. But again, I can clearly see it. To me, the horse's butt looks faded, and over here it's got better graphics. That's what you're seeing. Like, oh, why does it look different? Better graphics. And remember, the PS5 Pro is for the enthusiast who wants the higher end graphics and things like that. Again, like Moore's Law is dead said, the PS5 Pro is for the people who want to play PlayStation games at the highest graphical level. I mean, look at this. Now, this is 4K DLSS performance, and here's PC 4K performance mode, okay? Performance mode, which is, I don't know what their FPS, I'm not sure what it is. Then you have quality mode. So again, you can see the difference on the PC. The performance mode is going to take away from what? The graphics setting, the draw distances. That's blurry. Same thing over here. Same thing. Uh-oh, Houston, problems. This looks better than this. And that's deep learning super. That is your 4090. That's your 4070, 4080, 4090. All right, so don't get caught up in their crap. The PS5 Pro is more powerful. It just is, and people just need to get over it. They got to get over themselves. You know, I'm over them. I mean, I'm not going to argue with a bunch of clowns. You know, so I'm just not. You know, going to tell me $700 buys me a PC that does the same thing. Even I know that. I have a $700 PC, and it doesn't do that. It does not do that. So it doesn't. So we'll look at some more questions here before we get on up out of here. Shout out to Twitter. Appreciate you, brother. Let's see here. Yeah, how dare games be better? Yeah, I know, right. Yep, Wizard 57, $700 Pro gonna destroy 80% of the Steam players. Yeah, I know. It even got to a point where they were like, well, Steam doesn't count everybody. But you all say Steam is the de facto place to go to. All right? And now it's like, well, that's not everybody. It's like, shut up. Like, you all can't even troll good. And I do agree with Porter Rock. I think you got a bunch of people who left Xbox, went to PC because they got tired of being treated like secondhand citizens, bought something called 3060 and a 6-core CPU because that's what most people have. So they built the PC to that spec. And they were doing ray tracing and playing games, and it looked good and sounded good. Now this thing comes out and it usurps them, and it's, again, market disruptive. That's what it's talking about. So that's what they're talking about. Market disruptive. What's the Stellar Blade 80 FPS mode? I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about what that mode is. I mean, as we get closer to the launch, I'll be able to get some more information. So, but right now we're still a month away. I mean, we got the election coming up. I'm more into that than I am the and then what is it, like 3 days after the election, the PlayStation gets shipped. So we're gonna have the election, and then we'll be talking about the election. Then we're gonna be talking about our PS5 Pro, and I'll be talking about how the hell I'm gonna take this thing apart. So, it says here we don't. I'm sorry, you all talking to each other. Let's see here. PS6 will beat the 4090. Yeah, the PS6 is gonna be more powerful than the 5000 series. It just is. It just is. So the Pro cleans it up and steps it up a notch or two in support of what the PS5 can. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it does. No more, no less. Exactly what it does. So it is. I mean, it's not, and I want to make this clear. It's not like the 4080 is a bad card or the 4070. Those aren't bad cards. It's just the 4070. You got 4070. You got to try to find a card. You have to try to find one that's 12 gigabytes of VRAM, which is most of the time you're finding 8 gigabytes of VRAM. But people are running out of VRAM. What happened with your PC at the start of this generation? You haven't upgraded your PC since. You'll likely get some 4000 series when the 5000 series, which I understand. Yeah. But any other questions, comments, or concerns? I think we hit everything. Yeah, I bought Horizon Zero Dawn, the PS5 version. I did buy that. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, and Silent Hill 2 now all of a sudden is everybody's darling. It's go figure it out. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. And this is clear that the tech industry, Digital Foundry, they have changed their minds on the Pro. Now they're supporters. All right, guys, it's 11 o'clock, so I'm going to get on up out of here. I got to go get my suit out of the cleaners. So, but you all have a good rest of the day. Hopefully your favorite college football team and your favorite professional team wins. Hit that like button. Go ahead and leave a comment on what kind of TV you got. And shout out to everybody who got it. Somebody else had a B4, so your TV's nicer than mine. I got the B2. You bought the $10 upgrade. Yeah, see, I had to buy the whole game again because it was going to cost me roughly the same. If I bought it digitally, it was going to cost me the same. So, all right then. I'm going to get on up out of here. And you all have a good